Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back, another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Sunday, October 12th, after the Celtics' massive preseason win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 138-107 final score. Celtics played their starters semi-real minutes for the first half, I would say, roughly. They played their what could be their starting lineup, and it looked good. Celtics played very well, shot the ball very well, dominated the depleted by decision of their own. They just Cavs, who didn't play any of their own starters, but a good win and a good showing from the Celtics starting group.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they looked. Listen, man, the Celtics, every time that they've played the main rotation guys, even in the first two games where like half of them sat and the other half played, have looked really good. They were up 27 points on the Raptors before they lost. They won by 30 points tonight. Like, they were not playing around. They were up 24 at the half. They have just come out, gotten down to business. The offenses looked really, really good. They're playing with a lot of pace. Like, this game in particular, you could just tell they were getting out, running and gunning. Peyton Pritchard had like 12 points before you could even fucking blink, the way that they were going. Thought it was so impressive. I just wish somebody would play like they're real guys. Like, please. Like, it should be a requirement that one team every preseason slate has to play their actual team, just so you can get a sense. Like, because I want to be excited. Like, I think we're seeing good stuff. Like, I think things are going in the right direction, but I don't know yet. Like, God, man, this is when we were supposed to learn stuff, and we're not really learning as much as I thought we would learn. Like, even today, like, what's the big takeaway from this game is just, I guess, like, they're not going to lose to teams that they should beat into a pulp, maybe? Like, is that it?
Partially. I mean, we have what could be the starting lineup: Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Chris Boucher. Went out there at shoot-around this morning. Peyton Pritchard said that, we should get a look, or the starting lineup should have a chance to play together in these next couple games, and that was the lineup that rolled out. So there is that. And they look good. Chris Boucher wasn't particularly impressive, and I think Joe Mazzulla intentionally rotated the bigs out pretty frequently. Like, Boucher played for a little bit, and then he immediately subbed in Garza, and then immediately subbed in Tillman, and then Keita played in the second quarter. And like, he kept those guys rotating, I think, because they're going to be running a lot this year, and so he's going to keep moving them in and out. But Jaylen Brown was good. He started off a little rocky, couple bad turnovers, but then 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, 8 points. Like, he was good. He was solid in his minutes. Sam Hauser looked really good. 3 for 5, 2 of 4, shot 7 free throws randomly. Peyton Pritchard, 14 points, was a bucket. Anthony Simons off the bench was great. Led the team in scoring with 21. And then Derek White looked awesome. Was getting to his spots beautifully. Had 3 blocks and a classic Derek performance. Like, you can see how this team is going to play together and win basketball games. It was very fun to watch. And I think the starting lineup is going to be very, very solid this year.
Yeah, you mentioned the bigs. The bigs are maybe the place to start today. Chris Boucher starts. They cannot rebound, as we all learned very well at the post-game press conference when Joe was ready to commit murder because they couldn't rebound. Chris Boucher, even against, like, mind you, the lineup that Cleveland rolled out today, Larry Nance Jr. was the center. Larry Nance Jr. is not like a tiny guy in terms of his like muscles and strength and all that, but he's not very tall in comparison to other centers in the NBA. And the Cavs seemed to get their hands to every offensive rebound that they could. Boucher came into the game very quickly, as you mentioned, and then it was a mixture of Garza and Tillman. Tillman has a little bit of an opportunity here. Actually thought he looked the best he's looked throughout the preseason today. Played pretty decent defense, had a block, had some good perimeter contests, made a little floater in the lane, reminiscent of his game winner against the Kings.
Passing well,
2024. Too. Yeah, like he looked like he was kind of what we had envisioned with all of the hype coming out of media day / training camp, where people are like, he's losing weight, he's confident, he's feeling good. Like, this is kind of more in the realm where we expected him to be, which was cool. Like, good stuff, Tillman. They're going to need you this year. Plain and simple. And yeah, I was talking to Bobby Kravitsky during the game about this. Like, if they can get anything out of Tillman, it raises their floor. They just need one of these bigs. One of them, excluding Boucher. I just don't think you can put Boucher against, like, big dudes. I don't think it's going to work. You need one of them to just not be the absolute worst. You need one of them to just, you can trust him. Garza's like kind of too much of a liability on defense. He just looks tired. Like I thought seeing him in person for the first time today, he looked exhausted at times, and I'm really rooting for him. Like I actually think he's really like decent at a lot of things where, I mean, I don't know. I was hyping him up after the first couple games if you listen to the show, but I didn't think he was as good today. If Tillman can give you what he gave you today with like, I don't know, a little bit more on top of it, like some sprinkles or something, like you can be happy with that. Let's go for that. Let's see if we can get some good Tillman performances strung together.
Yeah, I think Xavier Tillman looked the most mobile. He's looked like he was just moving very well in this game, in my opinion. Excuse me, which I think was a good thing. Like I think he was able to just, move around the floor better than he has in other games, despite his monster alley-oop in one of the first preseason games. I thought Luka Garza was fine. I thought he did a pretty good job attacking the glass. He had 3 offensive rebounds again. He does run the floor. He looks tired, but he never stops moving. It's not like it shows, right? Like he looks exhausted, but he is still moving at a very fast pace. So I thought he was fine. Nemish Keita had a really rough start to this game, and then he played really well. And so it was kind of an up and down game for him. Like he started the game with a really bad turnover, a bad, spacing, another issue here and there. And you kind of like put your head down and you're like, oh God, are we in for another one? And then he positioned himself for an offensive rebound, had a nice putback. He had a nice off ball screen with Jalen where he rolled to the rim, got into open space, was rebounding well, was moving well, hustling. Like you started to be able to see the vision for what Nemish Keita could bring to this basketball team. I don't know if it's going to be able to be consistent, but at least you saw the flashes of, okay, you can see where this could be a positive. The real 2 winners of this game, in my opinion, obviously Derek White played good. I thought he got to his spots really well, and I think you saw some flashes of, an elevated Derek White offensively, stepping back a little bit more, getting his floaters. I thought Peyton Pritchard did a great job of using his body to create contact and getting the lane and create his shots there. I thought Hauser was good getting to his space. Jalen Brown. Josh Minot and Anthony Simons, I think, were the 2 people in this game where you sit back and you're like, oh, yeah, you got something there. Josh Minot, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Anthony Simons, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Simons was still pretty rough on defense, especially at the start of this game, but the 3-point shot is real. He's doing a great job of finding his space back there, getting to his spots and hitting threes. And then Josh Minot's fucking everywhere, man. He shot 2 of 5 from 3 tonight, which is a huge bonus, but just, his cutting off the ball, his movement, his rebounding, the way he impacts the floor, his defense, they found something at Josh Minot. So shout out Simons, Minot. Those are my 2 like whoa guys for tonight.
Minot's a wild guy every game. He rules. He's preseason just MVP or MIP, probably MIP, maybe not MVP. Be a little unfair. I've loved him so far. Like he's my favorite Celtic probably right now. Like. So happy that they signed him. He's only 22. He's going to be 23 next month. Bobby Kravitsky informed me during the game. It's different, but you can kind of talk yourself into it. It's like they drafted him. Like it's like getting another draft pick. He's so young. It doesn't mean like he has this, endless potential, but it means that you have time to kind of see what you have, work with him, develop him a little bit, and he seems ready for minutes too, so you can develop him on the fly. Yeah, I don't know how much sense that makes. Like maybe there's no real correlation with age. Like maybe what's the real like metric in terms of potential is years in the NBA. Like he has had 3 seasons with Minnesota, but he hasn't gotten any opportunity. Like, and it's not really too much because of his own fault. Like you're playing behind Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and the list goes on. Like they have a lot of quality players. They've been to the Western Conference Finals 2 of the last 3 seasons. Like that is not a bad team he was on. It's just more so now he's going to have opportunities and have wiggle room to make mistakes. Like even if you were getting in games from Minnesota last year, you're not really having a ton of opportunity to make any kind of mistakes. You're just going to get pulled. This time, it seems like he has a real rotation spot off the bench. He's going to be able to be a little bit more free, take risks, shoot threes. Like he's not afraid to shoot the ball, which is great. He had a 4-point play today, 2 of 5, as Jack mentioned. Like he's 2 of 5 every game. Whoa, like that's 40%. That's really good. I'm so happy. 2 super cool dunks, windmill dunk in transition, double pump dunk through traffic, which was crazy. This was just a massive dunk game. Wendell Moore just murdered a guy on the Cavs at the end of the game. It was so mean. guy on
Killed
the
him.
Cavs, by the other guy on the Cavs had this crazy transition dunk that like his head was above the rim. Like
Minot had a couple
dunks
crazy
in this
dunks
game.
too.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry.
super cool windmill, double pump. Like he's the best. Dunk contest.
Shout out. Before we do continue, I need to tell you guys about Prize Picks. Prize Picks. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right gets you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement. This football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Basketball season is right here as well. Make sure to check it out and get all your action there. If you're watching the Patriots this season, you can check it out. Drake May is on a heater of a season, and Prize Picks offers stacks, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So if you want to pick them more on Drake May pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, you can pick them all in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. The same applies for basketball. So you can do stacks with Jaylen Brown points, Jaylen Brown rebounds, Jaylen Brown assists, or Derek White blocks, Derek White points and assists. You can check it out on stacks. And you can also follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in just one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Getting back to this Celtics game against the Cavs, a big win for them. Baylor Shireman had another relatively rough night. 1 of 5 shooting from the field. He did have 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, filled it up a little bit in that way. It just looks like the game is moving a little bit too fast for him at this point. Hugo Gonzalez looked pretty good again, in my opinion. 2 of 4, didn't, only had 4 points and 2 rebounds, but just was picking up full court every single possession, drew an offensive foul at the end of the half, like was doing a lot of things. And I'm not saying those two are directly competing for minutes, but at this point, Ugo looks really good, and Baylor is still not exactly finding the pace. He did hit a 3 tonight, though, so I suppose that's something.
Social team called him Bilo, or they had some weird nickname for Shireman.
I don't know what
they
that
put
meant.
As the caption. I was like, did the admin have it autocorrect to that? I was like, what happened here? Like Shireman just really not making the most of these minutes. They had him handle the ball a little bit towards the end of the game, and I don't think it went as poorly as last time. Like, at least like I remember noticing that he was doing it, and it wasn't for the wrong reasons. So that was like a credit in his direction, I suppose. But I just think if you asked me, Sam, which guy would you rather see in the rotation? I just think Ugo makes you better. Like, I don't really know what Shireman does for you, especially like we talked a lot about Shireman as a ball handler building up to the draft last year, like in that window before both Drew and Porzingis got traded, because in some of the reports that came out during the season, Shireman was a guy that they had hoped could replace Holiday as like a ball handler role player. I don't know, man. Is it really worth it? Like, now you have Simons and Pritchard and Derek White. Like, those are 3 really strong ball handlers, along with Jaylen, who can facilitate too. He's shown us a little bit. I'd rather just play Ugo. Plays really good defense. Like, he's the type of player that can shift momentum in a game. Like, I don't really know if Shireman's doing that for you. It sounds like it feels really unfair to be super critical of a guy through preseason games and write him off. But he's just not doing anything to make me excited about seeing him get in the game. Like, I'd rather see Ugo. I just would.
Yeah, I think at this point, he just looks better. Like, Ugo just looks more ready to impact winning for the Celtics. And if Joe Mazzulla wants them to rebound as well as he clearly wants them to rebound, that would also probably be a better decision, because Ugo's a monster on the glass. That was the big takeaway, I think, from this game and from the presser. Every time a player missed an offensive rebound, Joe Mazzulla subbed them out, or gave up an offensive rebound, I should say.
He's been doing it too.
I know. He wants 5 guys on the court who can rebound. That's been the emphasis. That's been everything they've talked about. And it makes sense. You lose Al Horford, you lose Kristaps Porzingis, you lose Jason Tatum, you lose Luke Cornett. You probably lost your 4 best rebounders, or close to it, from last season. And it's going to be a struggle this year. Like, you don't really have a guy who is going to put up, 8 rebounds a game like Jason Tatum did. You're going to need to gain rebound, and the Celtics did not do a good enough job of that in this game against the Cavs. The Cavs got 21 offensive rebounds to the Celtics 12. The Cavs took 20 more shots than the Celtics did. The Celtics gave up 21 offensive rebounds and turned the ball over 21 times, and they won by 30. Like, probably not a game you should win by 30, right? The
That's
Celtics
just what happens
shot
when
very
you play
well
against
from
a
3.
G League team.
Exactly. Like that's probably why Joe Mazzulla's pissed. Because if this is a team with actual players and actual starters starting, the Celtics probably don't win by 30, and they might not even win the game. So you can understand why he was in a bit of a bad mood after the game.
I started the show. I'm pissed too. Show me a real team. Put real players out there so I can decide what I think of these guys. Because the scoreboard's telling me to be excited, but the box score is not. Like, the offensive rebounds were evident right from the get-go. I wrote it in, like, my little halftime hot takes that I do for Houdini. They're giving up so many extra possessions to a Cleveland team who, again, did not start. It's not like Jarrett Allen and Mobley were out there, like, dominating the glass, 2 7-footers. It was Larry Nance, the third big guy on the team. Like, they had no answer for him. He was disruptive. He was like at least knocking the ball away where they had to scramble and make a second effort. Like it wasn't, and there were no clean rebounds. It felt like nobody really did a great job. And I guess you can kind of chalk it up to maybe it's just preseason and like the effort level isn't where it needs to be just yet. And like, sure, like I guess you could make that argument, but it's not really concurrent with what we've seen elsewhere. Like you have Ugo picking up full court. Derek White was busting his ass on defense today. He was picking up guys at half court, pressuring the ball, making things super hard on the Cavs. Like they just aren't translating that to the glass. And maybe it's a strength thing. They really don't have a lot of super strong guys. They have a lot of lengthy, good, like disruptive defenders, but they don't have like big body dudes. Like Tatum is just a massive unit, whether it be muscle, height, like both athlete, like can really do a great job getting on the glass. Was the leading rebounder in the playoffs last year, was one of the leading, I think he led the team in all stats on the way to the championship.
Yeah.
They miss him. It's clear that they miss him. And if he was to come back, like you just plucked him back in there tomorrow, maybe the rebounding's a lot better. But they're going to lose games because of rebounding this year, and it's going to make me upset.
Yeah. It's going to happen, inevitably. The only other thing, and I mentioned it already, so we don't have to go too long, but Anthony Simons was great. Made 6 threes. Again, the defense was still pretty shaky for a lot of the time, but the 3-point, fit is seamless. It looks like if he can be hitting the shot. So shout out to him.
He also was a victim of the early hook a couple times.
He missed a lot of rebounds.
In and out of the games. Yeah, so that's like something to watch.
He missed the rebounds.
I'm curious if it happens. I'm curious, like if there's like a time limit for this too, like where you get the hook, but like only for like a minute, and then you get back in. Like especially like he was.
I'm curious if it
today,
continues
and he was
in the regular season. I wonder if it continued regular season because no one was safe. Jalen got hooked once too.
I'm with you, but also like if you're going to be a hardo, why stop when the games start to count?
I'm not saying he shouldn't do it.
Maybe you're afraid it's going to impact your production, like you're just going to end up with your productive guys on the bench.
It would objectively affect your production if Jalen and Pritchard get hooked too.
No, that's
you know
what I'm saying.
Like,
yes,
yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like I guess, like if you're going to have like that crazy coach strategy, you might as well apply it to when the games count. I don't know what to think about it, but I'm happy that Simons is fitting well offensively because that's the main thing they should expect from him. He alluded to it after the game. He likes to shoot in this building. So, if they're going to get massive efficiency nights from him, so be it. I'll take it. They're going to need all the efficiency they can get with the amount of second chances they give up. And to be honest with you, like there's no imminent solution to that. You can box out all you want, but you're playing against some of the strongest, like literally the best centers in the world. Sometimes you just are going to get out rebounded when you don't have the personnel for it. I think we should save some of this type of discussion for a podcast, but I was thinking about it, I was like, can you get Andre Drummond? Like that's not like
no.
Only for that. Only to be like get rebounds.
No.
Are there others
absolutely
like,
not
of his
There's
stature
nothing
that you can get?
No. They just have to gang rebound. You're telling me you want the Celtics to play at this fast pace and lug Andre Drummond out there to run like that? It's just not going to work. You just have to gang. That's all I really have from this game. I think it was interesting. We got to see a little bit of the starting lineup. I think Derek Payton and Jalen all look primed for like really, really good seasons. Same thing with Hauser. Josh Minot's great. But any other final thoughts? I think we hit most of it, honestly.
I just think with the starting lineup, I just feel like the center spot isn't set in stone yet. Like that's like the moving part for me. Where
it'll
I don't
change.
Really
like
know.
if they play like Jokic, I think they'll run Boucher and Anemi. Or if they play like I think it's very flexible. But I do think
you think Hauser will drop from that?
Probably or Pritchard. Yeah. I don't really know.
Yeah,
it depends on the lineup.
Maybe you don't need that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
can
I think
discuss
that was
further.
the biggest takeaway today.
Definitely.
I'm so mad at Cleveland. Fucking play your guys.
Well, we'll have another chance on the next Raptors game, but appreciate your
We'll
opportunity and
see,
let us know what you
maybe.
think. And I'll let Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps one after each game, and other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. We're also streaming pregame live, doing guests every pregame show. On Wednesday, we'll be live a half hour before tip-off here with Jake Eisenberg of First to the Floor. So be on the lookout for that. We had Ben on from First to the Floor today. It was fantastic. Had some great guests so far. Hoping to keep the good streak rolling. But we're also on Spotify and Apple. All pods and recaps are there. So if you just want those, follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading them every single time we do a show. Send them in, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. YouTube, Twitter, Twitter's Jack Sport NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe. Come on.